Are you ready? Yes? Okay. All right. So, what are we doing now? Are we making a tree? Ronan wants spooky trees for the hunt. So,
I want to do on your camera.
okay. Now this is for practice because we don't know how big our tree we want to be, okay? But okay, so can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you put your arms around this like you did and see how big that one is compared to our real tree?
Okay.
Is it the same or is it bigger?
It takes all my arms, but this one doesn't.
That one doesn't. So do you think this one's bigger?
Yes.
Just a little bit? But is it too big? Or do you think that'll be a good size for our tree? You think so? Okay. Well, this is leftover fencing that used to be in our back fence back there until we replaced it with that nice wrought iron one. So we kept it and I zip tied it together just to hold its shape. It's real bendy, so I tried to make it more round. It doesn't have to be perfect. But we're going to attempt to papier-mâché around it, and we're going to have two sections, and we're going to make it into a spooky tree for the hunt. And we're going to, since it's such a nice day, and we don't have any rain, no rain in sight, we're going to go ahead and do some nice papier-mâchéing, and it should dry pretty quick. So we're going to get started, and we'll keep you guys posted on our progress. So, spooky tree video number 1. Well, that took absolutely no time, thanks to Ronan and his great help. And so we papier-mâchéed completely over the old fencing, turned that nasty, rusty piece of fence wire into a beautiful papier-mâché tree trunk. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to put a couple more layers on it and see what we can do. Make it textured or something, and then we have to put another piece on top. And we'll have a cool spooky tree for the hunt. Pretty nice. Here's what it looks like inside. Pretty cool. And it is kind of a big of a trunk. We might have gone a little too big, but it'll be really neat when it's done. So I'm excited about it. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Hey hunters! I got another layer on the tree trunk over lunch. I timed myself. It literally took me 15 minutes. So, as I spoke last time, it was sunny and shiny and beautiful, and now it's about to rain. Big time. So, bummers. I'm not complaining. We need the rain. But the outdoor big papier-mâché projects are going to have to wait. So I threw on another layer. I think that'll be good total. Let it dry, bring it inside to the garage, that way it won't get destroyed, and then work on it in the garage until the rain clears up. Okay, more updates soon. That's it for now. Okay, you got anchored on both sides. Here we are, working on our spooky tree. We're taping just about anything we can find, old magazines, cloth, newspaper, but we're trying not to do too much newspaper because it is a little bit of a commodity. Thanks to Grandma, we actually get newspaper to work with for our papier-mâché, but we don't get newspapers, so we collect them where we can, and we have donations so we can make our projects. And Ronan is making more of the kind of bumps and textures on the tree, and he's taping rolled up newspaper and magazines. Is that working, honey?
Yes.
Okay. You ready for the next piece of newspaper?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after we're done taping texture and different bumps and roots to our tree, we're going to papier-mâché right over it. So stay tuned. Half of our spooky tree is ready to go. We have everything we could find, paper, fabric, all taped in different arrangements on the outside of the trunk. We have our couple roots. We're going to do more, but we're going to do one side at a time, and we're just going to skin it and papier-mâché over our tapings right now. Right, Ronan? And he's playing with the weeds. So let's get going. You can mix it all up together, okay? So when we skin the tree, we're using a glue and water mix, and we're going to use newspaper, and Ronan is going to brush the glue on the surface of the tree, and I'm going to put the newspaper on there, okay? So let's get going. As we skin the tree, keep in mind this is not an exact science at all. I learned a lesson from working with Ronan is the more haphazard and organic it is, the better it actually looks. It looks less planned. The only thing I'm trying to preserve as I drape the large pieces of newspaper soaked in glue is more the bumps and the contours, because I don't want it completely flush. So, but being very loose, allowing it to do what it's going to do naturally. You can see I'm almost done. It turns out really more organic than anything planned and precise. So far so good. Alright, so we finished the one side, which took little to no time. And it's a little dark. I hope you can see that it turned out better than I thought. It's really cool, the contours. We're going to let this dry, and then we're going to probably do another layer, and of course we've got to do the back. So here's what we started with. We covered a newspaper and papier-mâché glue, and then now we're working on making the contours of the trunk and then the roots. And this is just the bottom half. We've got to do the top half too. Okay? So let me pull back. And there it is so far. Stay tuned.